Happy just past Easter, you guys. Like Jennifer, I'm a little bit confused. How exactly do you celebrate Easter? Can you imagine if everyone was like, hey, you guys, grab shovels. We're going to get Grandpa. Heading out to the cemetery. It's New Orleans. We can celebrate all the fucking time. It's super great. Oh, man. Gotta love the church folk. You guys help me out. Is Easter Bunny a man or a woman? Is the Easter Bunny a man or a woman?
Non-binary.
It's imaginary. Gender is imaginary. It's a crazy construct. And obviously the Easter Bunny hides its eggs where no one can get to it, so it's obviously a lesbian. All right, we're good. It's a funny joke. I like it. Everyone goes to church. Everyone has to go to church on Easter, even if you've never gone to church before. You could be in the process of murdering and hiding a dead body, but you'd be like, you know what? Let me just go ahead, catch the early session on Sunday. I'll come back. Everyone's busy anyway. I'll get to this later on. No big deal. No? Church people? Okay, cool. You have all these denominations. They have Protestant, Lutheran, Baptist, Episcopalian, Pescatarian. I don't really know. I can't keep track. Everybody with the strict diets. It's ridiculous. My church is actually non-denominational. When you think about it, every church is non-denominational. Because my church doesn't care if you put a 5, a 10, a 20. They'll take all of them. They don't care what denomination it is. It's all going to go towards the Mercedes outside. It's super great. That's how we're doing it. Oh, man. Quick question. Do you guys think that Jesus was the first cross-dresser? Right? Because who's going to sell necklaces of 2 planks of wood? They're like, you know what? We need a hot dude with curly hair and abs. Let's get this on it. Call it a crucifix. Sell that shit for $220. What do you think? What do you think? It's a funny joke. You guys take it home. It's a great joke.
Not for cash.
Huh?
Not for cash.
Right, yeah. You guys believe in everything. Like that marriages can't fail. All right. I'm going to hell, obviously. One, because I'm a comedian. We know where we end up. And two, for the joke you just heard. So I've been thinking about hell a lot. And I think that hell is like very personal. I don't think it's like the hellfire and brimstone stuff you guys have seen. I don't think in hell you even get neighbors, right? Because it doesn't matter how much you hate someone, you'll get along with them eventually. I mean, it's an eternity in flames. So I think hell is really, really personal, right? So like hell for Jennifer Turbo is she's stuck in a Thanksgiving dinner where there's no vegetarian options. You know what I mean? Like just constantly there. Paul has to attend a National Organization for Women meeting that never lets out. He's there all the time. Hell, like if you're from Cleveland and you die, you still end up in Cleveland. There's no escape whatsoever. They don't let you leave Cleveland for more than 48 hours. You know how it works. Love the anthem you guys have on the internet. It's so incredible. I thought about my own personal hell. Now, it's horrible, but just laugh with me here. In my hell, there's something in my throat that's like not far down enough to swallow, but not far up enough to cough up. I feel like I always have to sneeze. You ever seen somebody with that face? Like that all the time? Down here is like herpagonisyphalates. I don't know what's going on. I just know it itches all the time. One of my feet is completely asleep while the other one is soaking wet. Just inescapable. I have a mailbox for some weird reason, but all I get are like letters from the IRS telling me I'm audited. It's like, you know I don't have any money. You see where I live. Come on, man. And the entire time I'm forced to watch one movie and repeat again and again. It's the most horrible, the most terrifying movie I have ever seen. It's Glitter, starring Mariah Carey. There's this point 40 minutes into the film where she genuinely believes that she's like a good actress. It is terrifying, you guys. Sweet Jesus. Speaking of glitter and hell, welcome to New Orleans. Hi. Super great here. You just missed Mardi Gras. I'll summarize it for you. A bunch of wealthy people spend money on something they can hardly remember and everyone else enjoys, you know? You guys call it marriage. That's good. That's a good thing. I did what in the ceremony? Are you serious? There's this beautiful thing you can see outside called the neutral ground. Fun little history fact. It's where the Spanish and French would stab each other. So we call it the neutral ground because it's a peaceful place, but it's also where a 40-year-old man will knock over a 3-year-old on a ladder for a piece of plastic. So there's that. It's beautiful. Look, we know the crime is bad. We're doing our best. So we're thinking like literacy, right? Like the whole problem with crime is literacy. So go ahead and check it out. There's a billboard downtown that says, learn to read. None of us know who that billboard is for. It's a big waste of ink because either you know what it says and you don't need it, or those 3 shapes are making you very uncomfortable. And your girlfriend in the passenger side is like, how do you even have a license? It's crazy. You know crime is bad out here. Go ahead, do something crazy, get a ticket, and you'll see on the back of the ticket is actually a job application. It's true. It's like join NOPD because why not, right? That's their way of saying, look, you can pay a $160 ticket, or what if you just come work for us? You ever got a $160 discount at any job you've ever had? I don't think so. They're like, look, at Chick-fil-A, you can make $16 an hour serving delicious chicken, but what if for $2 more, everyone shot at you? What do you think? Wouldn't that be cool? Right? Delicious chicken that everyone knows and loves and agrees is delicious, or you're the person that no one invites to Thanksgiving dinner anymore. What do you think? You know what I'm talking about. Shout out there. True fact, my friend moved here from Seattle to be a cop, but after 8 months it wasn't for him. But he was good at like a few cop things. He was good at like flashing his lights and looking up records and telling people to put their hands in the air, you know. So he's a DJ now. It's way better for him. What? All right. It's a fun joke. Take that back home. Please steal it. It's funny. You gotta go back to Cleveland with something else besides a restraining order. Anyway. Look, public service announcement. I'm all about you guys. Look, you should never complain when you see 6 cops pulling over 1 car, okay? That's 5 cops that aren't fucking with you. Let the hyenas feed and run along, Gazelle. Just run along into the Serengeti, into the beautiful plains. And be safe. Let them feed. A lot of my friends don't like cops. Sadly, I'm a fan, just so you know, I'm a fan. But I do keep track of my friends who say they don't like cops because if I'm ever down and out of my luck, I'm just gonna rob them. I'm just gonna rob my friends. Because it's like Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna call? Nobody! Don't be a hypocrite, bitch. Don't call them. Because even if they do, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to sit there with their 56-inch TV, rest it for a second, be like, oh, thank God you came here. You would not believe what they just said about you. Holy shit. Mean stuff. You should go in there. There's also a PS5. My car's full. I'm probably going to come back. You know what? You work so hard. You go ahead and take the PS5. You deserve it. Go, you guys. I've lived here for 10 years, but I got to tell you guys, after 10 years, as dangerous as this city may be, I haven't been robbed once, and I think it's just because I look like such a piece of shit. I look like I'm a waste of bullet, you know what I mean? They're like, you know what? That guy is down and out enough on his luck. There's no point in taking anything more from him. It's a foolproof plan, honestly. But even with my house, I do the same thing. My house is so disheveled. It's like my only security plan is to make it look like somebody already robbed me. Someone shows up, looks in the mirror like, shit, someone's already been here. There's no way someone lives in a house that looks like that. I'm sorry, there's no way. I mean, because what's the point in getting a $9,000 security system to protect $800 worth of stained shirts and dirty sneakers, right? I'm going with the cheap plan. You guys do this. I'm just get like 2 of those like $20 ADT signs, just plop it in the grass, be like, that should be enough. That should work, right? It should be that simple. Oh man, I wish my identity was stolen. That would be so great, because then I'd have an excuse for all the horrible financial decisions I've made. I would love it, right? I'd be like, someone spent $68,000 on a bachelor's degree in theater? What kind of fucking idiot would do that with my social security number and my name? It's ridiculous. What did he expect to do with that? Nothing. Should have gambled it away, right? Oh, man. Yeah, I wish that my identity was stolen so I could explain, like, some really horrible, reckless purchases I've made. Be like, someone went to a comic book convention, spent $1,200 on Power Rangers figures because they were authentic? What kind of deep-seated fucking childhood issues does this crazy maniac have? Someone needs to sit him down on a couch with a big bowl of cereal while he watches old school X-Men cartoons. I don't know. I mean, I'm just spitballing. My degree wasn't in psychology. And it certainly wasn't in theater. That'd be a fool's mistake. All right. It's a good time to mention I'm not gay. I'm from Miami. We all look like this. Go down there, check it out for yourself. We all dress like we have like a job interview or maybe like a bachelor party, and we have nothing but cocaine and fruit snacks to get us through our day. Jorge earlier mentioned Dare. I grew up in a single parent family too. Puerto Rican from New York. You've seen documentaries. Anyway, so I grew up in a single parent family. My discussion about Dare was just as simple. Drugs. My mom was like, look, there's going to be some kids in your school who have drugs. There's going to be some kids in your school who probably sell drugs. And I think it's a good idea for you to be friends with those kids because they grow up to be politicians. You know what I'm saying? Stick around, they're good friends. Keep track of their last name. Yeah, actually, I had a Dare t-shirt, but all the words underneath were faded. I know it stands for like drug abuse resistance education, but I grew up thinking that Dare stood for drugs are really expensive. And in a single parent family, that was reason enough not to get involved. Just like drugs are for the rich kids whose parents, can't afford affection. We're good. Like Jorge, I also look like I buy, sell, distribute drugs. It's not my fault. I moved here from South Florida, had some savings. So the big secret amongst all my New Orleans friends was that I was like some high-class drug dealer because I wasn't going into work. I don't even know drug lingo. True story. I'm here. I've lived here at this point not even a month, and I'm walking home from the French Quarter. I lived in Tremé, and I moved to Tremé because HBO told me to, and I listened to my TV. So I live in Tremé. If you don't know where Tremé is, just listen for the gunshots and move closer to them. Anyway, so I'm walking home. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. True story. This guy comes up to me and he says, hey, man, do you party? Do you party? I don't know drug lingo. I'm the dumbass. I'm like, yeah, I party. I'm just coming home from the French Quarter. What? He's like, cool, man. You want some party favors? And I'm like, I usually don't decorate. Are you selling like streamers or something on the trunk of your car? I should bring drinks, ice. He's like, no, man, no. I got weed. I got the best weed. And I doubted him for 2 reasons. One, if you have the best weed, I feel like the best weed kind of sells itself. You have like an answering service, a really busy call center delivery like Uber Weed or something. But the second reason I doubted him is because if you have the best weed, why are you trying to sell it to me at 2 o'clock in the morning in front of a church? I feel like I'm not your demographic. Also, this is true. There was a cop on the opposite side of the street, and I was concerned for him because somebody should, his guidance counselor failed him. Anyways, so I look at the cop and I look at the guy and I'm like, dude, man, how are you gonna try and sell me drugs when there's a cop right over there? This is true. He looks at the cop, looks back at me and says, I already asked him, but they drug test now. So once he got the badge, he don't buy. It's true. Like I said, we're hiring, Doesn't matter if you're out of retirement, we'll take you, like Donald Glover. No, Danny Glover, the other old guy, got it. Yeah, I've lived here for a while. I mean, there's ghosts all over the place, but the whole ghosting situation has gotten so bad. My friends ask me, hey man, do you believe in ghosts? Like I said, ghosting's so bad. My response is, no, I'm sure she's busy with work, you know what I mean? She's got an emotionally needy dog. She has an ESA dog, but it cries when she leaves the house. I don't know who the fuck's supporting who in that relationship. But anyway, I do want to come up with a cool show called Ghost Hunters. We don't look for supernatural beings. We just go to local bars trying to figure out why Stacy hasn't called John back in 4 days. You know what I mean? And we expose the ghost by opening the text messaging app to show that she read the message. Just say you're not interested. Oh man, I'm not bad at communication, in case you guys can't tell. I'll leave you with this. Just be careful how you word things. Last week, I told my friends that I think my grandma watches me masturbate, which I realized afterward was a horrible way of saying I believe in ghosts. You know what I mean? I just feel like we were so close that no matter where I go or what I do, I feel like she's with me. But it'd be cool if she just took some 45-minute breaks every once in a while, you know what I mean? Hit up the bingo parlor, fuck up the balls a little bit. Bertha doesn't deserve to win. Am I right, you guys? Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.